Hey everybody, we're back in the shop today working on a motorcycle. No, not the Pook. We're working on this. This is a Kawasaki Vulcan 800 that had been converted to a belt drive from a chain, but the other day it decided to break. So we swapped bikes, and he's got the '05 Harley Davidson, and we've got this in the shop. I finally found a belt from Granger. It's a timing belt for some type of an industrial application. So time to get the bags off and get that rear wheel off and see what we need to do to get this running again. So the bags are off. That makes a whole lot more room for that rear axle. I found that it's a 19 millimeter on the bolt head for that axle, and I'm looking at a 22 millimeter for the nut. And the jam nuts on the tensioner are a 12 mil and 14 mil. So we're gonna crack that loose, see if we've got to pull the brake hub apart, or if we can just pull the axle and scooch it around to get that belt up into place. We've got a 5 millimeter Allen wrench and a little cheater pipe to get the, hey everybody, to get the side cover off to get to that drive puller. For reference, I went ahead and threw some pencil marks. Hey, sounds like they're here. Threw some pencil marks on the axle on both sides of the swing arm so we can get this aligned easier. Okay, quick update. We have this electrical panel loose and out of the way. There's a slide that goes over the top swing arm bolt. So we popped the plastic caps off right there and pulled the swing arm bolt out of the way, and was able to just wiggle the swing arm just long enough or just far enough out of the way to work that belt through. All right, now the swing arm is back together. This rear exhaust pipe did have to come off to get that swing arm bolt out. Those were both 22 millimeter sockets on both sides. Now we have pre-adjusted to our 5th mark there. And you can see we would need a little bit more tension to get to that pencil mark, about a quarter of a notch there. So we need to get the bike on the ground and then set the preload on that belt. And it's supposed to be much tighter than a chain, obviously. And he believes that it's 3/16 of an inch deflection at 10 pounds of pull when the bike is on the ground. So we're gonna get the closest we can without a gauge or a scale for 10 pounds and see how it goes. Note about this side cover, there's one bolt right there, and then I ended up using a pry bar and just popping this loose. There's a really heavy gasket holding the front of it on, and it feels like there's something else holding it here, and it feels like you're going to break it. But if you just pry from the back side there, that's what it took to take that cover off. So we got it back together, and kind of what we came up with, I don't know for sure, is that this tire is 2 sizes larger than stock, and it was rubbing pretty significant. So we just threw this up on the jack again, put it in 2nd gear, and kind of revved it up. And I took a pretty aggressive file and just burnt the edge of this tire off. And I really think that was the cause of failure. I don't know for sure, but we did a test drive and he was following me, and the bike tracks very straight, and I believe everything is in good shape. We retorqued the exhaust after it was good and hot, went through a couple heat cycles, and got some good lunch in town. So everything is good to go to put this 800 back on the road.